Hey all, welcome back. We got the 4060 back out of the RCSB. We're gonna figure out what the hell's going on with this thing. If you're new to the channel, check out all the playlists to all the events that we've been through. We've been through scraping the coast, cruising the coast. We got events coming up like Cruising the Coast 2024, new builds, gets better and better every year. Check us out. Let's go ahead and blow this 4060 apart. There's a snap ring about right here that holds the low reverse section in. And below that, I believe the low reverse brag is bitted because every time I can hear the band clamp and it tries to shift into second, the tire starts slowing down in the back and it goes back into first gear. So I believe this brag back here is not letting it spin the direction it's supposed to, and that's the culprit. So let's go ahead and blow this apart and see if I'm right. Still learning, never been taught anything, haven't gone to school about it, just kind of read a book and I've been working as I go and learning as I go. It might help you fix yours. T50P, T50 Plus, torque socket. I don't play with these. The heads are real soft and they strip on you, so I just use straight brunt. All right, so once I've broken them loose with my breaker bar, I can just go ahead and fastly get them out the rest of the way. When you do it enough, you can be like them professional guys. You can just put all the bolts in one pile. That means you've done this too much. 13 for the pan bolts. I already pulled these while the transmission was still vertical. We have a fairly clean pan. I have not cleaned this pan, but we have a little bit of metal. A lot of band clutch. I got a backup band too. I don't think it's bad, but since it's out, we'll go ahead and change it.
It's a little worrying.
There's a couple little pieces of metal in it.
That's from
It's got to be Sprague. It's got to be. So say I'm figuring this out as I go. I don't know. Y'all are seeing it for the first time, just like me. So in the filter. Come out, Mr. Filter. Filter clean. Had about 3 minutes of runtime on it. No metal to be seen in the filter. Take this solenoid out.
Well, that flies around top too.
That's bad now. Yeah, probably not. PCC lockup. That comes out of the pump. This O-ring will stop the pump from coming out. I say that every time because I got to remind myself. So with this O-ring in place, good luck getting your pump off. Be careful with it if you don't have a spare. With the whole gasket. You want it out alive. All right, that's out nice and easy. Where is that Sonnax 6-pinion planet?
Where at?
Yeah, that band, it's got some wear now. I remember I tried making the clamp 2 or 3 times. But that's all my black stuff that's in the pan. Not worn out by any means, but I think I have a better one than this. Oh, I hate this one. The worst one. Oh man. That one right there. That guy. Screw that guy.
There's a way to clip these in easier. The cuts on them are angled. And if you have these cuts facing up, it's easier to slide a screwdriver or these little pins that we use to get it out easier. And that is what stops a lot of people from pulling it out.
Right. It is the 6-pinion Sonnax gear reduction
Sonnax
planetary. Look at that. That's a beautiful thing right there. All right, sunshell. Still pretty. Still got the plastic on it. So I got this snap ring out. This is where I stopped last time. And man, I did not see this. But if you can see here, I might be able to zoom in right there and there. Whatever's underneath this piston is cracked. And I can't get this sun gear out. So let me see if I can rotate this and get this piece out. Let's grab the shaft and get the tap. Here's the lower planet. This is what I broke in two. You see it's got the splits in it.
It's a couldn't get this out of the lower planet. The sprag's in there. I could see it's all jacked up. There's my little metal pieces. I cracked the sprag housing or whatever that's called. I'm gonna have to look that up and see what the right part number is. Yeah, that sprag is jacked up. Man. Yeah, there's all my little shiny metal pieces I was finding. If I wouldn't have cut this corner the first time, I would have saw this. It wouldn't have come out the second time. I would have had the right piece ordered. Battery died. I picked it up and gave it a little tap. I mean, not much at all, and it fell right out. Yeah, I got sprag pieces all up in there. Nope, this is cracked. Dude, I cracked this piece. Look at that. I cracked the freaking input sprag or low reverse. I cracked the low reverse planet, the bottom planet, whatever you call this. Holy crap. 323s and 35s shifting at 70 miles an hour is bad. The outer race is stuck in this part. This is cracked right here. You know, if you can see the crack in it. The rollers are fine. They're all shifted clockwise when you look at it from this direction. And here is the three pieces the inner is now. All the rollers, they're all there. They've all been flattened. And here's the inside outside the cage. Here are the two snap rings that hold it into this case here that the clutch is applied to. I can't beat this out of here, so I need all of this, not just a sprag. That's a stock 5.3. Now, granted, it was on 35s, but I mean, this is what a 70 mile an hour shift with a shift kit will do, I guess. Look how flat that is. That's spun. It got me home. That's spun, though. Damn. All right. I have found my problem with the 4L60. No more question about it. I'm going to go back through the forward overdrive pack and make sure the clutches are still good. And rob one of these out of another transmission I got sitting over here underneath this bench. So tomorrow's another day. Let's see if we can get this thing put back together, back in the truck, and running for the end of this video. All right, y'all, it's the next day in the video. Look, a GoPro is not the best thing to start a YouTube channel on. I thought I was recording. This is the stock low reverse sprag. This is a spare transmission I picked up for $100 to get the center support out. That's what this is called, center support. So you can see I got the new one. You see the gold in there? There's a snap ring right here that runs just inside of the center support, and you can pop the sprag out. It only goes in one way. So the sprag has been changed in the center support, and now I'm ready to put the whole modified 4L60E back together, and I can buy a couple parts and have this transmission put back together too. So instead of waiting for parts, I just robbed Peter to pay Paul, and we're going to get the modified 4L60 back together, put back in the truck. Got the tail shaft back in it. That sits in there. That little round notch sits in there. That is your anti-clunk spring. Then we can go with the rear planet. I got the bearing already in there. Slide that in. So when you're stacking your clutches and steels, they have a cut right there. Make sure that it goes down, and it'll line everything else up. And also there's the smooth side right here, and all the other sides have teeth. The smooth side is going to go to where the park and brake and the shifter assembly goes, with your notch pointing straight down. So here is your center plate with your low reverse sprag. This is what I screwed up. I changed out to a new Borg Warner. I got this piece, I robbed it out of another transmission, and I took the stock sprag out and put this upgraded Borg Warner sprag in. It's supposed to freewheel clockwise, lock up counterclockwise, and the back clutch holds against this. So there's a one wider spart than the rest, and you can look inside this transmission And there's a one wider. It's going to be about right here. And this will fall down on top of this. And that one wide groove falls in right here with the wide notch in the case. Best advice I could give about popping a snap ring in is just make sure your ends don't fall halfway in between two of the teeth in the case. We have this plastic washer that goes in with the teeth down. It'll find a home and press in and stay there. There you go. You can drop the sun gear in. Yep, spin free, lock. Good spray. Grab my assembly goo, put a good wipe of it. Just that waxiness will hold this bearing in place, so when you hold it upside down, it'll stay. Come on, Sonnax piece. There it is, dropped in place. I'm gonna put some assembly on all of this. Right, got some on the bushings on the inside. Drop it on in. There we go. Yeah, look at that gear reduction. Yeah, and this stays perfectly still till the other one clamps, and then it gives you another gear when it grabs these inside teeth and makes it do something way faster. Then my Achilles heel of the whole thing is this one freaking snap ring. Put that in there to keep the, just popped off the pliers. Put that in there to keep the tail shaft from falling out of everything else. So one more thing I'm going to do is put these back in. The revised ATSG manual says to put these return springs in. So I got the snap ring pulled off and the plate pulled off, and I'm going to drop these in place. And that way I'll be able to put them back in there, and it will have some return on these clutches. And you can see just from that little startup, all the faces of these teeth are shiny. They're not broken or anything, but they already started the same thing that I had just fixed. So this will hopefully stop that, and we'll go ahead and put the cover plate back on. So I'm looking for the ring, and it looks like this side was the side where those clutch pieces were touching. So I'll go ahead and reinstall it. It's the same. There's no dot. There's nowhere that says this is up and this is down. It's not really marked. And it's the same surface on both sides. So go ahead and install it like this, and it's going to cap off those spring deals. Yeah, very minimal space in between. Perfect. Now we can go ahead and put the snap ring back in. And like that, you got some clutch spacing. So line these up straight as you can. Usually works better with a pick. It's pretty good. And then all this other stuff is in correctly, I am sure. And let's go ahead and reassemble this with the Sonnax piece. This has to fit with the flat side down, because when it sits inside of here, it gives it a lip to snap onto and spin. If it was the other way, that cage would dig into the bottom of here. So set side down. I'll pick that guy up and wipe them off. And here's your reverse. Reverse is good. Put them in, walk it in place until they all find home. That was it. And I can see it's making the bearing spin when I rotate it. All right, this takes some jiggling, but it'll go in. And that Sonnax deal is super tight. Normally you put the band in first. But being the Sonnax piece is so tight, I'm also checking to see if that sun gears line up with that sun shell, because they interlock, and it is. That was it. That last click. Sun shell to sun gear. Yeah, we're below this deck, looking down in there. That square tooth, I can show you on this. It goes in the transmission. This has to sit in here like that. Band. New band. 0 miles. But the band is in and it's on the anchor pin. And I'm going to steal this little plastic deal because it goes on the back of the pump. The pump is next. I have all my bolts in, so I put some of that goo, assembly goo, where this little plastic spacer goes.
All right, so with this wax in the right spot, you got all these holes here. You just line up all the holes with all the holes. And you got a 50-50 chance of lining it up correctly. Either gonna be backwards or forwards. So this goes in there like that. Everything is lined up and looks beautiful. All the holes are sitting in the gasket right. Make sure the bushings have a lot of lube. And these Teflons have a lot of lube. Lower this pump into place. Bolt holes just kind of line themselves up. We're in. I'm go ahead and run these down and torque them. They're all started. All right, dude. 15 foot-pounds in a star pattern. And there's 7, so doing the skip one, you'll eventually get on a even pattern.
Yeah.
That's why we torque them. Last but not least, a brand new pressure switch. Even though this one's good, I'm gonna send them on a brand new one. Torlon ball bearings, which are very, very hard plastic. They move faster than the steels and they won't wear out the separator plate. And a new set of gaskets, because we're probably gonna tear up these gaskets, getting the valve body back off. Let's do it. And your shifter. Take it up. Here's all the check balls. Don't try to grab them with your fingers. It's your little magnet. Make it easy on yourself. And then there's going to be one under this. We're not going to worry about that. We'll leave that one steel. I know I don't have any metal in any of this. Everything looks good. Let's just go back and put the plastic check balls in it and send it. So under the separator plate, you have these 3 check balls, which we're not going to change. I don't want to pull that gasket off and tear it. And we have the 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all in their correct location. We're going to put the valve body back on and retorque it. Everything on the whole valve body has been torqued to 8 foot-pounds, except for this one bolt that holds the spring in. That's 18 foot-pounds. Always remember to put the stupid shifter linkage back on before you put everything back on, because you will ruin your valve body gasket. Ask me how I know.
Every time.
So now we can go ahead and hook up the wiring harness again. And make sure you clip them. Woo! We are ready for a pan gasket and a pan. That's what I'm talking about. Good to go. Put the pan on, son.
Hell yeah, Bubba.
Both y'all say that shit?
Yeah. Hell yeah, Bubba.
Part we've been looking for the whole time. The last part. That's the guy. Yeah. So these original bolts, they go at 37 foot-pounds. So I'm going to cut that in half and go about 20 first go around, and then go back to 37 because I'm scared to death of these little soft-headed bolts. All right, that was 20. Now we're going to 37. All right, giant mess in 3, 2, 1. Oh, nope. Can't forget that little guy. Put you some of this on it. Now we can make the mess. It's in and bottomed out. We're ready to put it in the truck. All right, y'all, we got the transmission finished up last night. We're about to throw it in the truck.
Try to beat our last record. I think it was around 8 minutes. See if we can beat that.
If you want to see how to put a transmission in, check out my last video.
It's awesome.
Let's throw this thing in here.
Do it.
You put this on, make sure you do not put your big wire starter power.
And now it's time for James May's quiet asinine exhaust system. New gallon of Dex Merc 3. He got me in here with no seats. It's the moment of truth. Quiet and asinine. All right, I'm gonna put it in drive. Let's see if it goes in for a second. See, do we got reverse? We have reverse. All right, drive. Let's see what happens. Will it shift in a second? Second. That was 80. We fixed it, dude. Our accommodations are comfortable.
Very.
We don't die.
We won't.
Jeez, I feel like I'm in an 18-wheeler.
You are.
All right, let's go see if shifts in a second and third. We can't go too far or too fast because I don't have any electric fans on it or any fan on it. Let's go see if we fixed her.
Shit.
Yeah, hold on, son.
I'll just lean against the back here. I'm fine. Oh.
Feels good. It's still got the 4/8 tune in it.
Charcoal POV.
Yeah, you're not. This is why they bolt seats down.
Yeah.
Oh, that was second gear, strong. Oh, the brakes are medium good. Close ratio first, second, third. That power steering pump is not happy.
That was the power steering pump.
Yeah. Oh shit. I'm not bolted in.
It's screaming.
Yeah, it probably went through all the fluid we put in it already. That was a tree.
Big pothole.
Well, your shocks are good. The truck ride's good.
That's a deep ass pothole we went through too.
Louisiana, baby. Nothing but the finest. See, this thing shifts first, second, third, no problem. We can't go fast enough to get into overdrive, but oh, it downshifts nice too.
Good.
Uh-oh. All right, hold on. Oh, this thing gets up. Can't stop.
Shite. Hey, we can try reverse.
Reverse. Oh, reverse.
Huh. Hey, that looks familiar. Whose house are we pulling up
that
to?
5.3 gets down in his regular cab,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
The modified 4L60E, I believe, is a success. We're gonna call this a win.
Shifts really nicely. You saw whenever we were going down the side street.
Yeah, we couldn't really give it the beans or anything
Mm-mm.
because the seats were just sitting in there, but we're gonna throw some interior in it, get some suspension,
Tidy it up,
do some exhaust.
make it look awesome.
We got a long list of stuff to do, but this little regular cab short bed,
RCSB.
yeah, we're gonna get on this one, y'all. This is gonna be fun.
Thank y'all for watching Modified. Catch y'all next week.